In the heart of New South Wales, Australia, lies a stunning yet ominous woodland known as the Belanglo State Forest, a place that would become the backdrop to a chilling string of events in the early 1990s. This lush, sprawling forest, innocent in its natural beauty, was soon to be stained by a tale of terror and murder. It's a story that begins not with the crimes themselves, but with an unsuspecting traveler. The tale begins with Paul Onions, a brave 23-year-old Birmingham native who voyaged to Australia in pursuit of adventure. But on January 25, 1994, his trip took a terrifying turn when he found himself in the clutches of a man he knew as Bill. Paul Onions, a young man from Birmingham, England, was traveling in Australia, seeking nothing more than adventure. But what he encountered was far from the thrilling escapade he had envisioned. On that fateful day in January, Paul found himself hitching a ride with a man introducing himself as Bill. Bill's friendly demeanor quickly faded, revealing a sinister side that sent chills down Paul's spine. A sudden surge of adrenaline and fear propelled Paul to make a daring escape, narrowly avoiding a fate too horrific to fathom. His chilling encounter, however, was not in vain. Paul's detailed recollection of the incident provided a vital clue to the identity of the now infamous beast of the bush. After a life-threatening encounter, Paul escaped, his experience becoming a vital clue in the terrifying case of the Belanglo serial killer. This monstrous killer, known as the Beast of the Bush, was held accountable for the merciless slayings of 7 young backpackers. The beast's true name, Millat, would become synonymous with terror and evil in the heart of Australia. A man whose twisted desires led him to commit acts of unthinkable brutality. The victims were all young, full of life, and far from home, lured by the promise of adventure in Australia's vast wilderness. Among them were James Gibson, Deborah Everest, and Simone Schmidt. Each had their own dreams, their own stories, but their journeys were tragically cut short by the beast of the bush. The manner of their deaths was horrific, a gruesome testament to the beast's sadistic pleasure. Their bodies were found scattered across the Belanglo State Forest, mutilated and discarded. Each discovery sent shockwaves through the nation, casting a pall of dread over the once beautiful woodland. As the body count rose, so did the fear. The forest, once a favorite among backpackers, took on a sinister reputation. Parents warned their children of the beast of the bush, their stories whispered in hushed, fearful tones. The horror did not end with the discovery of the bodies. The investigation that followed revealed the chilling extent of the beast's brutality. The victims had been hunted, tormented, and cruelly discarded, their mutilated remains scattered across the forest, casting a pall of fear over the nation. The inquiry led investigators to the notorious Millat family, and in particular, one individual, Ivan. A character as enigmatic as he was dangerous, Ivan Millat was known for his violent tendencies and erratic behavior. These traits, coupled with his connection to the area, cast a spotlight of suspicion over him. The case was further complicated by the gruesome nature of the crimes. 7 innocent backpackers, their lives brutally cut short, their bodies left scattered across the forest. Each discovery more chilling than the last, their stories etched into the annals of Australia's most horrifying crimes. In the quest to understand this monstrous killer, psychiatric experts were called in. They delved into the depths of Ivan's psyche, attempting to decipher the workings of such a brutal mind. Was he a man driven by his own twisted desires, or a puppet dancing on the strings of a more sinister force? Theories varied, some suggesting Ivan was a methodical and calculated killer, each murder meticulously planned and executed. Others believed his actions were random acts of violence, born of an uncontrollable rage. But all agreed on one thing: he was a man capable of unspeakable evil. With the glare of media scrutiny and an anxious nation looking on, the hunt for the beast of the bush grew increasingly fervent. The stage was set for a pursuit that would captivate the country and send shivers down the spine of every Australian. What will the investigation uncover about the man behind the gruesome murders in the tranquil Belanglo State Forest? As the echo of evil reverberates through the trees, the horror of these heinous acts is a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk within humanity. Will justice be served? Can the victims' families find closure in the face of such monstrous deeds? We'd like to know your thoughts. If you were a part of this investigation, what would you do differently?